Hey everybody, Justin here from the Hangfire Podcast. It's so cool to see all the cool reviews coming in for Hackney Diamonds, and people seem to be digging it. If you happen to be now interested in the Stones' later works and now you have your appetite whet for more modern era Stones, well, this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to put together a playlist that you can actually find in the description below that you can follow along for the best of the Stones' modern era tracks. I've put together about 11 track playlist that acts sort of like a mini album of the best tracks that I find from the last 20, 30 years. So not only do I have that, but also my recommendation for the one modern era album that you should look into if you are interested into more recent era Stones. So let's get started. First song on that track list will be Love Is Strong. This comes off the 1994 album Voodoo Lounge. It's a badass riff. The Stones sound fucking cool on this track. The guitars sound great, slick and super sultry performance by Mick Jagger on this vocal. And it's just a great combination of, it's a Keith song, but it has a strong Mick Jagger influence. Ronnie comes through with a splicing solo, and Charlie sounds magnificent on it. So this is one of my favorite Stones tracks from the last 30 years, and it should be at the top of your list. Next up, from Steel Wheels 1989, the song Mixed Emotions. Again, another fantastic collaboration here. It's exactly where you want to be in terms of a sweet spot for the Stones. It's got the melody, and it's got a drive to it, and everyone in the band sounds great, especially Wyman on this track. But again, it's a showcase for the whole band. Mick has a great lead vocal on here that's really soaring and really in your face, and you've got some great guitar work to boot. This to me is one of the Stones' staples from the later period. Next up is from 2005's A Bigger Bang, the song Let Me Down Slow. This is a sleeper gem, folks. Everyone sounds great. Great songwriting, great performance by Mick Jagger, and great outro. You got slides all over the place at the end by Ronnie. You've got a nice solo by Keith, and a very tender, gentle vocal by Mick Jagger. It comes in track 2 of the album, and I think it's for good reason, because I think it's a strong song and a nice punch right in the early part of the album. But anyway, this one is a sleeper hit you should absolutely put on your radar. Next up is Almost Hear You Sigh from Steel Wheels, easily one of their best ballads ever, period. Keith has called this a sort of cousin to Beast of Burden. It kind of moves in the same way. Guitar players will know what I'm talking about if you focus on the guitar part, but it's one of Mick Jagger and Keith Richards' best collaboration performances. Mick, I think, put a lot of his input on the lyrics, but it was definitely a Keith baby, so to speak, in terms of riff, in terms of melody, in terms of how the song moves. It's just an all-around must-have listen. Again, forget what era it fucking comes from. It's a damn good track, so make sure you listen to this one. Next up, from 1997's Bridges to Babylon, the song Out of Control. This is, to me, maybe the best Stones song of the last 30 years. It's a fantastic little movie, this one is. It's a very dark, menacing, very aggressive song. I mean, if there was any album that it should have belonged on in terms of feel, it could have been Hackney Diamonds, because it's got that power and it's got that intensity. I think this ranks up there with the Stones' best songs. This song is a staple and one of the Stones' best songs, period. Forget about the era. So put it on your list. And this segues into Saint of Me, a fantastically written, very Bible-rooted topic, but a fantastic performance by Mick. Keith is not actually on this track, so that makes it a little bit less of a Stones track. But I mean, Ronnie's still there. Waddy Wachtel takes the place of Keith here. Charlie sounds fantastic. I think it's a very vibrant and a very alive track. That's even better when they performed it live. But it's a great recording, comes off also from Bridges to Babylon. From 2012, Doom and Gloom. This was a single, a one-off single, so it's not going to be on any album. You can probably find it on any of the greatest hits packages that have come out since then. But I think this is a strong performance by the band as well. Mick Jagger comes in the front a little bit as the focus point, but I think everyone sounds great. Ronnie puts on a very splitting, fantastic, energetic solo that's in the middle of the song, but overall it's a nice punch of energy and a cool hook. I think it's one of Mick's better later era songs, and it's a hybrid of very retro but also got a very modern touch to it as well. So this one is definitely a cool one to put on your radar. Moon is Up from 1994's Voodoo Lounge. This one is a funky song. I don't mean that quite literally, but I mean funky because it's a little bit of an outlier, because it's a super interesting riff. It's not your typical Stones, Keith Richards riff. It's more in the family of, I don't know, maybe Satisfaction in terms of single note riffs. It's not the chord, kind of execution like a Jumpin' Jack Flash or a Start Me Up or a Brown Sugar kind of vibe. This is a very intricate riff that is very, attention grabbing, but again, a very different song for the Stones. It's Charlie on kind of this trash can bucket situation, not even real drums. It's a very unique sound and a great outlier in the Stones catalog, but it's well written, well produced, fantastic package all around. So this one is a sleeper, but very easily to be missed. But I hope you will take a listen to this one. Almost wrapping up this playlist is Laugh I Nearly Died from A Bigger Bang. This one, again, easily missed, but this one is a dramatic piece. This could have, in a way, been on Tattoo You in a way. It starts off with a very dark and intriguing and mysterious kind of soul ballad vibe, but it's a very cinematic song, incredibly dramatic, and Mick has a great vocal. Keith has some great guitar parts. Charlie comes through fantastically on this track, just bursting through with some great power and really a presence in the song. The band really sounds very tight on this song. It's not a rocker. It's a ballad slash, mid-tempo ballad in a way, but it's very unique, but a very special song in the Stones catalog. But again, a surprise one from 2005's A Bigger Bang. So make sure you check that out. Wrapping up the album, the second to last song on this playlist I'd like to submit from 1994's Voodoo Lounge, the song Thru and Thru. This song is a monster Keith vocal. This is my first Keith vocal on this playlist that I'm including, and it's not a coincidence that I'm putting it at the end because that's where it appears on Voodoo Lounge. It appears at the end, depending if you get the CD or the vinyl version. Incredibly dramatic. It was showcased and kind of resurrected in The Sopranos. It was used in a scene in that series, and it kind of brought the song sort of back, and it got people to wonder, where is this song from? Well, it's off Voodoo Lounge, and it's a great track, one of Keith's best songs, period, and again, a powerhouse song. And finally, to close this mini Best of the Stones from the modern era, this great ballad from Steel Wheels, another Keith-led vocal with the song Slipping Away. This is an absolute classic of a Stones song from this period. Keith plays this consistently in concert, and it's just one of his best ballads ever. It's wonderfully written, a very sweet performance, and it's up there as one of his good ones. So that wraps up my Best of the Stones from the last 30 years. And like I said earlier, in case Hackney Diamonds has now whet your appetite to explore some later era Stones, my suggestion for an album that you should go and check out is 1997's Bridges to Babylon. I admit I'm completely biased because this is my favorite album from this period, but I think it's closely related to Hackney Diamonds than any other album. Bridges to Babylon has style, it has intensity, and it has some pretty darn good songwriting. And for me, it holds up better than a lot of the albums from that period. I can't say more about that album. I will be going into that album a lot more. In fact, I already featured this album in another video titled The Stones' Most Overlooked Albums, Volume 1. So if you want more information, you can check that out. And like I've always said on this channel, regardless of how you feel about a Stones album as a whole, there are always moments of brilliance in every single Stones album. So with that said, I think Bridges to Babylon has a lot of those moments in one place. So I highly suggest you checking that one out. Okay, that's all for now. Hopefully that gives you some breadcrumbs to get to some of the Stones' later era work that most people kind of forget. Trust me, there's good stuff there. Don't let the reviews and the critics make you think otherwise. There's some good stuff there. I hope you go check it out. The links to the playlist are in the description below, both for YouTube and Spotify, and I hope you will check them out and follow along. Let me know in the comments below if I missed some songs that I should have included here, or some albums that you would like to highlight for people should check out in case they want to check out more later era Stones. Anyway, looking forward to your comments. Thanks for watching Hangfire, and we'll see you next time.